Top right side, the teamless Terran. The tenacious BYUN. And the bottom left side is opponent in the red. He is fighting, also teamless actually, isn't he? He's still teamless, I think so. Anyway. Representing the sugar puppies. The bears, whatever I'm not entirely sure how he calls his streamers anymore. Or his viewers of the stream anymore. He is parting. Now, as I've said before, two players that love the micro. Very focused on their army. Very focused on the control of their army. Parting, a player that is known for his blink micro. BYUN, a player that is known for his just overall relentless attacking absolutely everywhere micro. So as his clutch holds, of course, also. It's amazing what else he can get done with units, right? Sometimes you're just sitting there looking at him. You're like, alright, well, this should be GG as soon as this attack starts. He just grabs everything together. Somehow, some way, he micros his way to victory once again. Very difficult to do, but he does it consistently. Alright, what will we see from BYUN here? Alright, factory. It's gonna go straight into the reactor here. Could be the case. Alright. We'll come back to that later, of course. Parting. I would assume we're gonna see the well, it's a bit of a cheat, but I'm thinking Stalkers here, Blink Stalkers. Otherwise, we're gonna see the Phoenix, right? It's really one of the two openings you can do in the PvT matchup at the moment. I guess we have seen some experimentation with like very aggressive things as well, and we've seen the sometimes the occasional Robo first. That is usually just in the combination with a lot of other gateways things or something else, something other than just a Robo. Gotta be careful with this SCV. Alright, there we go. The RNG helping out now, finally. As BYUN, realizing those other two adapts, or the other two Marines are about to finish up. Oh boy, he's in trouble. He just lost one of his Marines and does get the adept, but the Stalker here is the real kicker. Stalker, is it gonna try to target down the Hellion? It is. Just get it as low as possible. Doesn't quite get it though, that is the unfortunate bit. Will be able to be repaired if needed. The command center finishes up. Alright, BYUN holds on for now. Avoids lethal damage. A bit unfortunate on the delay of his base, of course, but I mean, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I think just because of that, but probably parting. Oh, and I guess the kills on those Marines as well, and the two SCVs. Parting at a slight lead here. Wait, did he also lose a Stalker? I forgot when he lost the Stalker, actually. Huh. When did that happen? It was not over here, was it? Oh, anyway. Trying to regain my sanity. Gain some of the trust back in my overall capabilities of the mind. Here we go, single Widow Mine together with a bunch of Marines. Mine needs to get into the ground. We still have a Hellion also, of course, on the back foot of this. There's only a single Hellion, to be fair. Oh, wow, just... Did you see the speed at which he unburrowed? Oof. That was as close as it gets. Just because of that, he was able to get away with absolutely everything. Normally, with most other Terran players, you would see that going down here. At a little Widowmine action there, of course. Now he's ready to start doing it again. There's the Widowmine once again. Once more. Just burrow it right on top of that gas. Gets the probes away from the gas as well. Nice blink from Barting, though. We'll be able to avoid damage from the Widowmine. As he does have blink stalkers on the opposite side also. We have a Tech Lab starport producing medevacs right now. Interesting. Ooh, siege tank just a little bit out of range for those stalkers here. Barting seeming not to struggle too much. There we go. Getting rid of the observer also. It's going to be a very aggressive blink on top of the siege tank. Missing a couple of the stalkers there in the back with their shots, so he did need 2 volleys instead of just 1. That's a big deal. Taking more damage from the siege tank, another shot, and of course taking more damage from the bunker as you are just sitting there. Replacing that one siege tank. There's another siege tank in the main base, luckily for BYUN. Still a nice area over here to blink towards, and that is going to be utilized there by Parting. Will find himself an entryway once again. Gets a medevac and needs to get the heck out of there now. How much did we get? Really, we killed 19 probes already this game. That's pretty freaky. Was not anticipating that. Oh shoot! Press the button. Press the wrong button, guys. My bad. I wanted to see if we have battle reports, but apparently we don't. That's a problem, isn't it? Is he repairing the unbuildable bricks? Oh, no, he's repairing the Braven. Alright, BYUN, gotta be careful here. Just gonna pull those SCVs once again, pushing away those stalkers. It's getting a bit dicey now. Stalker count is growing and growing in the army count for BYUN here. I mean, still only on 2 siege tanks. The 3 siege tanks, that's the magic number that you kind of want to be around to really start nipping this in the butt. But you know what, actually, those marine numbers seemingly already enough on their own, even without the stim pack as well. Remember that, there's no stim pack involved in that fight here. And there's the 3rd siege tank. Now, I'm not sure where he wants to put his siege tank. Apparently he wants to just put it near the other siege tanks here. And then as soon as... wow, that's a... I mean... That's a very good... very good placement, apparently. GG is called. Parting is just going to tap out. We will not be able to take game number 1 there. And BYUN does manage to do so. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, you want to have that 3rd siege tank in the main base, right? Where there's this one area that continuously was being abused. BYUN's like, you know what? No, let me put this elsewhere. Let me put it right behind this other siege tank that he's gonna rotate towards next to, hopefully. And he did. And he tried to jump on top of it. And Parting got blasted. Absolutely creamed. In the top left side, a teamless Terran. BYUN. Bottom right side, the red Protoss player. Also teamless. Parting. Stalker push was too late. BYUN had a lot of units in defense. I'm not sure if it was... I felt a little bit late, maybe. I don't know. The control of BYUN was also really good, though, to be fair. I do think that a player with less proper micro will still let that fumble out of control, right? lose an extra siege tank. And if you lose the secondary siege tank there, then, I mean, that could very, very easily just be GG as well. I'm not entirely, like, I'm not 100% on what time the Blink Stalker attacks are supposed to arrive. I'm not quite sure either when passing actually did arrive with the Blink Stalker attack, so... I guess it was a little bit of a delay because he tried to do some aggression with the earlier gateway units, right? A couple of adepts and such. Maybe. Did lose a couple of probes himself, also. Some aggression on his side of the field. That did all take place, of course. Those have to be taken into the equation here. This factory may actually get himself a reactor. Alright, saves the SCV. Should be able to start his orbital now. I'm gonna spend some money first on making another SCV, I suppose. Oh, right, he has to reposition it first. That's a good call. Proxy Stargates for parting. Does not get scouted, of course. High in here, trying to figure out if he can or cannot wiggle his way past the gateways here and the adept. Does not seem like he likes his odds, especially without a Reaper there, of course, present to kind of bouncy castle the adept there away from the area. Is he bringing an SCV? Okay, I was thinking that's just the worst day for that SCV. Oh my god, that was the Oracle. Oh, that was the... That's... guys. Oh, I'm sorry, I was just talking about the SCV having to go on a mission towards the protospace here, and... Well, at least we caught the aftermath. That is something we did see. A blown up Oracle on the ground. Right next to the... well, the Widowmine pilot right there. Bit awkward SimCity here, perhaps. The Marines struggling to really kind of get themselves to where they need to go. Phoenixes are the next part of this defense as well. I like that BYUN decided not to go for the drop anymore as soon as he saw the Oracle already. Realizing that the Phoenixes are a very likely follow-up to this. And while Phoenixes, of course, they are a death sentence for most drop play. So yeah. Just trying to be a little bit more careful here. Third Nexus is coming out though, rather early. Also a Robo Bay. Parting not doing anything like the previous time around. It's an entirely different game here, it looks like. A lot of different strategies being utilized. I mean, to be fair, the Colossi after the Phoenix opening is one of the more common ones. You can beat most forms of aggression with just the Phoenixes up until a certain point. And then, usually the Marine numbers, they grow a bit too much, and suddenly Suddenly, you're right. You're right. Sorry, Alex. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning. Anyway, what was the saying? Suddenly, right, yeah, suddenly the marine numbers, they grow too heavily, and then you need something else, and that is the Colossi, of course. Colossi coming in at that moment in time will be able to partake in a bit of AoE damage, and that will shut down whatever capabilities the Terran has at that moment in time. Alright, attack through the middle though, boys. Gotta be careful, gotta be mindful of those medevacs. Don't let them steer too far away from the group. Need to have them together. There we go. Medevac here does get spotted by the observer. I'm not seeing much of a reaction just quite yet. Okay, there we go. Parting will send his Colossi that way. Maybe a couple of Stalkers as well. No, it will just be the Colossi together with the Phoenix. And that does seem to be more than enough. That is a wonderful cleanup right there. Incredible bit of value. Almost makes you wonder why in the world would you ever send a medevac out with units, right? That is like one of the great things for Protoss. Sometimes that it just looks like, all right, well, this is something you just never want to do, sir, because you're not gonna get anything. It's just you donating actual money to me now. Money and units. Fourth base already on the way here for Parting, as that third base for BYUN still under construction as well. Parting looking pretty good with his economy. Upgrades also looking pretty fine for him. Tech tree being developed rather quickly also. As BYUN still struggling to, well, looks like trying to find any sort of damage here. Did he stim everything? Okay, no he didn't. Just saw those Marauders there as well, kind of getting a stim, so I thought, like, did he just F2 stim to try and get 4 Phoenixes? Did that just happen? Did that just happen? It did not just happen. Quite a few SCVs do go down, though, 7 in total, with quite a bit of other units there as well. Mostly those medevacs, of course, being the main thing that did get targeted. Oh, that's a good call, and does get 3 of the 4 Phoenixes. Do still remain. Right, yeah, there's only 1 left. Did we ever get BYUN to see that Stargates? No, he didn't. That is ridiculous. Look at this. That is quite ridiculous. Just a little bar of black that is still there. Alright, now, to be fair, I mean, considering the damage that BYUN took so far, 15 SCVs, a ridiculous higher amount of overall units lost, or resources lost tab, actually, I should say. He's still in a really good spot if you just look at the numbers here on the bottom, right? He's got a good bit of income. It's not too far apart. He's got the workers that you need against the Protoss army. And he has a bigger army supply still as well, so... I mean, it's not that much left to be decided here for BYUN, except for maybe 1 or, you know, 1 extra base, maybe. 1 extra base, but he's working on that, right? Can't expect a man to do everything at once. He is working on it. But he's in a good position here. Parting, he's got to be wary. He does have extended thermal lance, right? Yes, he does. Okay, this man does not forget. Unlike some other Protoss players. Oh, that's a big drop. Oh, please don't tell me that is going to be the ticket for Parting to win here. Oh, how does he even know? That would be abysmal. Alright, here we are. That is a bit better. There will be a big fight here. The units for BYUN, not just in a medevac. A lot of them getting poked away before the fight actually seems to be hitting off here for BYUN. As his units behind the command center, that's always a great way to get a lot of the AI units to kind of just A-move towards the command center, the refinery, and the supply depot. Will it be enough, though? I'm not sure if it is. The 2 Colossi in the back still going strong. We don't have that much against the Archons anymore. 19 workers go down, up in smoke very, very quickly here. Just the Colossi that should still be able to shoot that command center here if he does so desire. There we go. That's what you need to do. Target the SCVs. Stop the mining from happening here. Just increase that lead. Alright? Keep increasing that lead. Don't take too much shots from the siege tank though. That is the opposite of what you want. BYUN gonna try to put that other siege tank a little bit closer. Oh dear. Oh dear. Siege tanks target down the Stalkers. That would be the best thing to do. Although the Colossi, if they do run into range, and that is exactly what they do. Bio forces, will they be able to hold on? They will be able to hold on. So a lot of work is going down though. But Zealots as well partaking in the fight. A single Marauder in a medevac being ferried over to try and snipe that Colossus, and he does manage to do so. That was a very cool bit of micro. Will it be enough now, though, for BYUN to actually get across the map and deal some damage of his own after having lost 40 workers and being behind with, well, almost 2 bases now. I say almost 2 bases. There's not much mining going on in that 4th base of his own. Careful. Alright, pushed it backwards. It's a lot of muling going on here. It's pretty darn impressive micro there from BYUN. Time is still ticking though, I would say, right? I mean, there's no way that it's not. I guess the mule's really keeping BYUN in this game for the time being. Although the mule's also causing him to be mined out a lot earlier in these other bases, right? As opposed to, well, I guess not that much. Interesting. Alright, alright. Is there believe? I think there may be. Definitely quite a bit of red in that income graph, though. And the supply is starting to go quite quickly into Parting's favor. Still has a bigger bank as well, at least for the minerals. The gas not that important anyway for the Marine Marauder medevac composition. Finds a lone Archon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, like the Red Sea. Okay, another dodge. Turn around immediately, trying to take on those Stalkers. Zealot just marching in. Into the orange they go. Those bio units need to get themselves the heck out of dodge. Medevac's now boosting along as well. This is starting to look a little bit dicey. BYUN's army supply plummeting rather rapidly. Especially considering most of these units already in the orange. Good EMPs on top of the Archons is going to deny a lot of AoE damage. There's no planetary fortress there on that 4th base. Could this be it? I think it very well may be. Parting pushing on through. Disruptor still on the backside as well. Extremely difficult to get yourself a win here, I would say. BYUN has to pick everything up, and that I feel is going to be it. Fairly certain. There's no coming back from that one. GG is called. Parting takes game number 2, with just overall better macro on the back foot of things, right? Just having so many more bases, having so much more income. Even though BYUN was trading still somewhat efficiently, right, with the tools that he had, bringing it still rather close, not quite being able to pinch Parting in the butt there. Also got himself in a bit of a pinch. Alright, regardless guys, here we go. Game number 3 in this best of 3. Sound the bells because it's about to start. It's about to start. It's already started, basically. Well, I mean, not for us, really. For them it is started, but for us it's kind of like, alright, now we're waiting for things to kind of get heated again, and then we can call it really started, right? Okay. Anyway, in the top left side, we got ourselves a blue Terran player. Fighting teamless. He's BYUN. 1 point on the board. Also 1 point on the board, his opponent. In the red, he is a Protoss. And he is called Barting. Managing to just grab that victory there in the previous game. Off of the back of the proxy Stargate. That didn't do much. Remember that first Oracle? That first Oracle immediately kind of makes you think like, alright, well, that's a GG, but managed to bring it all back with quite a lot of SCV kills and quite a bit of micro from both those players, but Barting just having a bit more after denying a lot of mining there for BYUN for a continuous period of time and being able to get away with just a slight bit more greed. Also an important thing, right? Just being able to get away with just a little bit of extra greed. Now, how do I think BYUN should try and counteract Barting here? That previous game, he wasn't that aggressive at all, was he? He was kind of passive. To be frank. I think the best thing about BYUN is as well just being able to ramp up that aggression as quickly as he does sometimes. Oh, Adept does get inside. Does not go for it though. We'll just decide to kill both these Marines here. I mean, you may as well, right? Doesn't get both. Just gets one, but that's fine as well. Nice targeting there on the Stalker. Picks off the low HP Marine. Gets the other one as well. Now, all of a sudden, that's quite a lot of dead Marines and not that many dead Protoss units. 4 of them to be precise. That's an entire bunker filled with Marines, and we do not have a safety bunker either. BYUN actually really kind of delaying that safety bunker here, and that could come to cost them heavily. So now is 2 Stalkers and the Adept on this front porch. Gotta be careful, spread out against that Hellion AoE damage, of course, as well still. Good micro on that low HP Stalker. I like the SCV coming in as well, trying to deny that Stalker from regaining his shields here. Of course, you need to be out of combat for a little while, and then that shield will start regenerating. And there we go. That is the hit that you were looking for. So that is not going to get regenerated all too quickly for that Stalker. It's going to make him go backwards. 3 more gateways here, as well as Blink on the way. Barting is going all out. He once again will try his luck with the micro battle. Will once again go for the Blink micro play. On the other side, BYUN though already kind of preparing for this, right? He's got himself a Raven on the way, and he's starting up the factory siege tank production also, even though there was quite a heavy supply block right there for a fair bit of time. 3rd base for BYUN also in construction. Oh, seeing the Warp Prism here is nice. Seeing the Stalkers a bit up too close, though that is less nice, of course. Losing one of the Hellions. 3 Hellions could be extremely important here, although looks like Barting was already anticipating something of the swords. Or at least for the potential of something like that happening. Do we not have a single siege tank yet? Okay, we have 1. We would have had 2 if there was no bloody supply block, of course. I think the supply block is actually going to cost BYUN the game here. As sad as it is. I am fairly certain that that may actually happen. It's already 2 siege tanks gone right now. If you had that other siege tank ready in siege mode, that would have been such a much better fight right here. Gets the Raven, so now the Observer will just be able to sit here as well. Another blink forwards. Great micro here from Barting. And I think that may just start to be it here for Mr. BYUN. Oh, I'm not going to see... actually, that's another siege tank now. Needs to pick it up, though. Okay, doesn't get targeted down. Okay, wow, he holds. 13 SCVs have gone down, though, to be fair. But Barting, only on 46, right? This is a very committed attack. He's on the 4-gate Blink Stalker attack. Needs to make this work. Not a lot of second chances here. Not a lot of plan Bs, although he is going to go for a planned 3rd Nexus. So that is something. Weird stuff happening. Barting kind of pretending to be a Terran here, trying to attack on 2 sides at the same time. It's pretty cool to see, though, to see a Protoss player do this. With the Blink Stalkers, just kind of poking from 2 angles at once. And while he's doing this, of course, that 3rd base getting closer and closer to finishing up. We'll be able to get quite a bit of mining going on there. May want to send some more probes over there as well, because it's still quite heavily oversaturated here. 4 probes, 4 probes. There we are. BYUN on the other hand, he does have that 3rd base, but struggling to find a way to bring it over, since he needs to defend like 3 locations right now already against the Blink Stalkers. And it seems like he's having difficulties just kind of acquiring that additional space here to work with. Shield battery definitely, or sorry, the missile turret here definitely making some work easier though for BYUN. 2 zealots still remain. Just got to be careful though. If you send too many units to chase down the War Prism, maybe your siege tanks will be too overly exposed. Doesn't not look like that's the case here though, to be fair. Templar Archives. See both players looking towards grabbing themselves the regular upgrades as well. Only +1 weapons for Barting here. Still not entirely certain if the Protoss players know what they prefer, to get the armor upgrade or the weapons upgrade here. I believe it depends on what kind of army composition you yourself are going with as well. Which Stalker heavy, maybe the attack upgrade will be your choice, as well as with Colossi, of course. More poke damage, right? And then with the heavy Zealot army, maybe you want to go for the armor, because the Zealots just tank so much more damage that way. Wait a moment. Okay, army supplies quite equal. Where is the army of BYUN though? It's still in the main base, anticipating the War Prism to come in. Needs to get their butt over here, as the army for Barting is being able to take a fight basically with half of the forces of BYUN. Looks like the siege tanks were able to stand tall, though were not in any real threat there. Well, some threat, that is for sure, but we're not able to be pressed into and actually taken out. So that's a big deal there for BYUN, keeping those bad boys alive, making it a lot more doable if Barting comes in for a second attempt. Nice scan, finding the Observer, putting Barting back in the dark. Parting once more, pushing forwards. Bit scared for him here. Not sure if he has the units that he requires. It's still nice though, seeing Parting kind of just getting himself into a really good position here. There go the Zealots once again, a blink forward this time around. Targeting down those siege tanks will not allow them to just shoot away from afar. Parting moving in further and further, getting himself closer towards just picking off his opponents here. SCVs go down very quickly as well. Has Parting done it once more? I think he may have. The Zealots right on top of the ghost. GG is called just like that. We got ourselves a victory for Parting. 2-1 versus BYUN. BYUN definitely does seem to struggle against Parting here, and that's pretty cool to see. Parting, what a guy. Great place there.